The next thing you want to learn about composition is how to get the viewer to focus on what you want the viewer to focus on rather than, having all the elements in the picture confuse the situation. In other words, emphasize the center of interest. First of all, one way to do that is to make sure that the center of interest is razor sharp. The center of interest in a portrait is always the eyes. They say we see the soul through the eyes. So you notice that the eyes in this model are the sharpest part of the picture, even though her whole face is reasonably sharp. The background is out of focus. Her face is reasonably sharp. Her eyes are razor sharp. And our eyes go right directly to her eyes. The second thing that you want to do is make sure you clean up the center of interest. If there is stuff on the lawn and that sort of thing that's distracting, as there is in this picture, there are all these little white spots all over the place. They're actually flowers, but they don't look like flowers in this picture. They look more like trash. And there is even a piece of trash down here. We've used our image editor to take all of that out after the fact. You kind of mentally divide the picture. We're going to talk about this more in a minute when we talk about the rule of thirds. But if you mentally divide the picture into 9 cubes, 3 horizontal and 3 vertical, and place the center of interest at the intersection of one of those thirds, you'll find the eye tends to travel there much more naturally. We've done that here. A lot of times when you do that, you realize that you can't move yourself in such a way as to make that happen, but you can go into your image editor and recreate the picture. You see that the picture on the right is much more compelling than the picture on the left, and it's just a matter of how the picture is cropped. The lake and the mountain and the sky all get equal interest here. Next, look for other elements in the picture to lead your eye to the center of interest. One of the most cliche but most useful of those things is something like a road. Here we're just using the frame of the car to help us to focus on the dashboard of the car and on the steering wheel. And finally, in your digital darkroom and your photo editing software, you can actually use it to change the brightness of the center of interest. And there's not a lot of difference between the picture on the left and the picture on the right. But you notice that our eyes go much more quickly to this little girl having a great time in a puddle of water because we've made her the brightest element in the picture with just a little simple burning and dodging.